By Jennifer Rubin, opinion writer reporting from a center-right perspective. Email bio. Follow opinion writer. September 26 at 4:10 a.m. The Post reports, Sen. Jeff Flake, R. Arizona, a key swing vote on Judge Brett M. Kavanaugh's confirmation, urged his colleagues Wednesday afternoon to recognize the humanity of the Supreme Court nominee and Christine Blasey Ford, a woman who has accused him of sexual assault. We sometimes seem intent on stripping people of their humanity so that we might more easily disregard or defame them and put them through the grinder that our politics requires, Flake said during a speech on the Senate floor. We seem, sometimes, to even enjoy that. In a statement that applied as much to a few Senate colleagues as President Trump, he declared, "I do not believe that a claim of sexual assault is invalid because a 15-year-old girl didn't promptly report the assault to the authorities, as the President of the United States said just 2 days ago." Flake continued, "How uninformed and uncaring do you have to be to say things like that, much less believe them? Do we have any idea what kind of message that sends, especially to young women? How many times do we have to marginalize and ignore women before we learn that important lesson?" That's an apt summary of the GOP's conduct these days. And Republican women, among others, are taking notice. The Politico Morning Consult poll finds public support for Judge Brett Kavanaugh to fill the vacant Supreme Court seat has dropped to its lowest point since President Donald Trump nominated him in July, driven in large part by a sector of the president's base, Republican women. Pollsters tell us Kavanaugh's net support among Republicans, the share who oppose his confirmation subtracted from those who support it, dropped 11 points, with 58% now in support of his confirmation and 14% opposed. The shift was driven by an 18-point fall in support among Republican women, with 49% now in favor and 15% in opposition. Republicans keep insisting their base will eat them alive if they drop Kavanaugh. Unless the new GOP base doesn't include women, it's hard to see how that prediction comes true, as Republicans struggle to push on and continue to disregard or defame them. Unfortunately for the GOP and the country, Flake, who could restore some semblance of a legacy if he did more than give a floor speech, hasn't said anything that would resolve this. Since Republicans are irrationally afraid of an independent FBI investigation, simply demanding that step be undertaken before a vote might be enough to short-circuit this travesty. Senate Republicans should apologize to both Kavanaugh and especially Ford for setting up a ludicrously inadequate hearing, refusing to hear from critical witnesses and jamming a vote. Instead, we are heading for even worse days as Trump vows to take over defense of his nominee. Wednesday he refused to say outright that the three women are liars, while ranting about lawyer Michael Avenatti. Kavanaugh seems determined to go through with this, now hampered by slightly different explanations of his drinking habits. His written statement is more candid than his Fox News TV show, which itself debased him, the Supreme Court and the confirmation process. With GOP women now abandoning Kavanaugh, it should be hard to see how Republican moderates such as Sens. Susan Collins, R. Maine, and Lisa Murkowski, R. Alaska, go along with Thursday's charade and vote without hearing from all the accusers and relevant witnesses. They still might, though. It's at times like this that one feels the void left by the loss of John McCain. I suppose the only way this kind of behavior ends is when voters send Trump and every one of the Republican senators who participated in this assault on decency packing. Good thing an election is coming up.